Okay, continuing on with Remembrance of the Cousin. I got something on here on my notes. It shouldn't be over here because of the chronology of it. So, this thing that happened, it was at my, yeah, so I'm going to talk about this and then I got to go backwards with my notes. That's why I was like, it's not very chronological. Okay, so this was at, this was at at my place after my family had moved to Wisconsin on this place that used to be a farm. So we were in. I remember the exact place. We were in the backyard, um, on the other side of the garage, and my cousin had. He had, I guess, a Walkman with headphones. Back when they were, yeah, back when music was listened to on cassette tapes, like that big. Cassette tapes and not CDs. I never heard of CDs at this time. I also never heard of Metallica. And this is who my cousin was listening to. This is what was in his Walkman. So my cousin introduced me to Metallica. So he took the headphones off of him, so it was already playing, and he put it on my head, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" It was like nothing I'd ever heard before. It was just I didn't like it at first. I didn't like it for years later. But like I heard it I heard Metallica and for the first time here it just sounded like it was too loud and too noisy. So I didn't really like it. So I think the reaction I gave might have amused my cousin. So he liked him, but I didn't. I At the time I was probably listening to like probably still like Beach Boys, Monkeys, Beatles, uh, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, that type of music. So I never heard anything that noisy, loud as Metallica. Yeah, later I had a friend who liked Metallica, but I think I didn't really like. I liked like one song. I think it was called One. Yeah, but then I didn't actually really start to like Metallica that much until like when I was in high school or even after I graduated from high school. So it took me a long time to actually like Metallica. And then I was trying to get all their music. I got a lot of their music. Um, is that all I was gonna say about Metallica? Hmm. I guess. I can't think of anything else to say about Metallica. Yeah, I didn't like it at first, and it took me a while to actually like them. So my cousin was the first one to introduce me to it. Okay. This happened at I was spending the night at my cousin's at the last place he lived before he died. And I remember this is kind of funny. I remember my aunt, it might have started with my cousin saying this, that I needed to take a shower. But I remember for sure my aunt said this. She said, you're not sleeping um you're not sleeping here until you take a shower. Like you're not it made me feel like I was so dirty that she didn't want her like blanket or quilt or sheet touching me because they were clean and I was dirty. So she said, "You're not sleeping here until you take a shower." And it made me wonder, like, did I look like Pigpen? Did I smell bad? Mm, possibly. Or was this like a psychological thing? Like, why did she think I was so dirty? I don't know why, but she was adamant, adamant, adamant. So I was, because it took some, because I didn't want to do it at first. So like, I don't want to take a shower. I think back then I wasn't showering very much. Now I shower like every day. I think I was only showering or taking a bath like once a week, which is gross to think of now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I was doing. That's probably what I was doing back then. So I guess that's understandable. But how did she know that I only took a shower once a week? But then, so this part's kind of funny too. Then when I did take the shower, I made a mess. Um, I left the curtain, their shower. When I went in there to take a shower, their shower curtain was outside the tub. And I thought that was strange at first because I'd never seen that done before. I still don't ever see that. I think this was the only place I ever saw this, where someone had the shower curtain outside the tub. So I was like, oh, that's weird. But I didn't like think at the time about putting the curtain back in the tub because I was like, oh, well, that's the way they do it here. They have the shower curtain outside the tub. That was a mistake. I should have put the shower curtain inside the tub. Or, since they knew I was going to take a shower, maybe someone should have went in there and made sure the curtain was inside the tub. Or maybe they just assumed that I would have done it. So after I got done with the shower, uh, there was water all over on the floor. Since the water was like hitting the shower curtain and going straight to the floor since it was outside the tub. So that was something obvious, but it was just something because I was young and very unfamiliar with it, and I didn't think about it logically at the time. I made a mess on the floor. So that's what my aunt gets for talking me into taking a shower, I guess. So she didn't get mad or anything, which I guess that was nice. Uh, she just she just said that uh, she said, "I guess I should have told you about that." So that was a really nice reaction. She could have said, "What are you doing? Look at all this water on the floor." But it's just water, and I'm sure it was like bathroom floor should be like linoleum. I don't think it was like carpeted because that would have been bad. So, assuming it was just like a linoleum floor, really easy to clean up, just water with a towel. I don't even know if I cleaned it up. I think she did. But it was nice that she at least didn't yell at me about it. She just said, I guess I should have told you about that, making sure the shower curtain was back inside the tub. I do notice that sometimes, like, especially with like soap scum, the lower part of shower curtains do get kind of gross. So I guess that's why she was doing that, having the shower curtain outside the tub. And then just temporarily, I guess, and then making sure that the shower curtain goes back inside the tub when you turn the shower on. I guess. I guess that's the reasoning for that. I just never seen anyone else do that. So this was around the same time, I guess, because this was still at my cousin's place. This other note here. I remember, I guess it was around dinner time or lunchtime, and I was out in the living room, and I remember my aunt was saying, "Hey, does anybody want some soup?" My cousin was like, "Do you want some soup?" And I'm thinking, I don't like soup, not really. So I was like, "No, I don't want any soup." But then later, I was annoyed when I found out what the soup was, because at this time I was having ramen a lot. I really liked ramen. So when I saw that it was ramen, I was like, "What? That's not soup. That's ramen." I would have liked that. I would have liked to have ramen. I don't remember if I said all this, but I was definitely thinking. I was like, "What? If I had known it was ramen, I would have said yes." I might have said something because I was like, I don't consider ramen to be soup, but if I see how someone might think that, because if you make it where you have the ramen in the with water, it's liquid and there's something solid in it. I see how someone might call that soup, but yeah, I sometimes would have ramen that way. Um, like I've even like a few years ago, I even would have the kind where you get it where it's in the cup, and so you have the noodles that's already in there with the seasoning, and then you just add water and you put it in the microwave. But usually when I had ramen, it was the kind you get it as like in a brick form, like a hard noodle cake, and you boil water and then you add it till it gets softened, and then you add. Well, and then okay, so then what I preferred doing with ramen was draining the water and then adding butter and then the seasoning packet. So I preferred having dry ramen. So when I think of ramen, that's what I was thinking of at the time. I was like, I wouldn't consider it soup because I wouldn't be adding the water to it. I liked dry ramen better, but I don't even have that stuff anymore. It tastes good, but it's got too much stuff in it. Too many ingredients that aren't very nutritious, in my opinion. Very salty with the seasoning packet, but it tastes good. Doesn't mean you should eat it if it tastes good.